Okay guys, what we're going to look at now is what are called functions. Now, ultimately, this isn't going to make much of a difference at all to what you guys are doing, okay? Functions are pretty much what you're already working with. Every type of equation you have worked with so far has been a function, okay? But basically, it's just a new way of writing an equation, okay? Now, for this lesson, all I want to go over you with is what it means to have a function, what a function is, okay? Now, the proper definition of a function, or the real mathematical way of saying it, is that with a function, every input will only have exactly one output, okay? Or at maximum one output. So if you have an input, there's only one possible output, okay? Now, you guys haven't worked with input and output. That's totally different language for you, okay? So instead of saying input, how about we say X? Okay, and instead of output, we could say y, because, for example, if you have an equation like y equals 2x plus 4, you usually substitute an x value in, so that would be your input, okay? And then we calculate y. Y is your output, okay? So for a function, the definition of a function for you guys will be that for every x value, there can be a maximum of one y value. Okay, and as I said, everything you've been working with so far has been a function. Okay, so for example, let's have a look at some graphs and we'll talk about why they are functions. All right, we have a coordinate plane. I'm just going to sketch it. I'm not going to do it nicely because I don't need to. Okay, let's draw a line like this. This is a line on a coordinate plane. And if we choose any x value along this line, you will see that you only get one y value. So if we say x is over here somewhere and we draw a line up, you can see it only touches the line once. Okay, if we pick x as being here, there's only one y value, okay? There's no other y value it could be. If we have x over here, again, only one y value. And this is the case for any x that you choose. It doesn't matter what you choose, there will only be a maximum of one y value for every x. Okay, let's try another one. So, if we have something else you guys are familiar with from last year, you finished off the year with parabolas. Okay, so a parabola looks, oh, I don't know what happened there. My pen's misbehaving a little bit. A parabola looks something like this. Okay, and I'll draw it a little bit better for you guys because of what we're trying to show here. Okay, so let's draw our parabola nice and wide like this. All right, this is a parabola. Okay, and this is where maybe you get a little bit confused, because if you pick a y value, so you say y equals 4, for example, you can actually have two x values for that, okay? But that's not what we're actually looking at with functions, okay? We're only looking at that x. So if you pick an x value, so let's say x is here, you only get one possible y value. If you pick x over here, there's only one possible y value. Okay, x over here, same thing. Only one possible y value. Okay, so these are also a function. Okay, let's try another one. So basically, any line that only goes up and down is a function. Okay, so for example, if we had a line that goes like this, doesn't matter what it does, as long as it doesn't go back on itself, this is still a function. Okay, an example of a line that is not a function would be if we turn a parabola on its side. And you guys, we did talk about that in year 2 a little bit. Okay, if we have a parabola on its side, you can see that if we choose an x value here, there are actually two y values, so this is not a function. Okay, over here there's no y Okay, but that's actually fine because we just said that it can have at maximum one y value. All right, another example of a function that is, or of a graph that is not a function, is the graph of a circle. So we can graph a circle if this goes through 4. Okay, then the equation of this is actually x or y squared plus x squared equals 4. That's the equation for this circle. And again, if you pick an x value, you can have 2 y's, so this is not a function. Okay, so this is not a function. Now, we call this the vertical line test. Okay, so if you draw a vertical line and it touches the function twice, or touches the line twice, then it's not a function. Okay, you can see over here, it doesn't matter where we draw a vertical line, it'll only touch it once. Okay, so one here, it never touches it more than once. Okay, so these are all functions. Okay, you don't really need to do very much with this to start off with in your book. Okay, that just covers the first theory for it.